She hasn't moved on. She's just waiting to see if you ever become the man she thought you were. The clock's ticking, and right now, you're invisible. What if I told you the woman who's moved on hasn't actually gone anywhere? That the distance between you isn't measured in days apart, but in emotional currency she no longer feels from you. Look, most guys think once she walks away, it's game over. That's because they don't understand the fundamental truth about attraction. When she says she's moved on, she's really saying she's moved on from who you've been showing up as, not from who you could be. This isn't about manipulation. This isn't about games. This is about reclaiming your power and becoming the man she can't help but miss. So let's break down the 8 ways to make her miss you, even if she thinks she's moved on for good. Number 1, reclaim your independence. The first mistake most guys make is trying to stay connected. Constant texts, social media check-ins, just checking how you're doing, messages. Here's the brutal truth. Your availability is killing your value. When you're always reaching out, you're telling her one thing: I have nothing else going on in my life that compares to you. Instead, embrace the silence between you. Not as a punishment to her, but as a gift to yourself. When you stop making her the center of your universe, something interesting happens. She feels the shift. The emotional safety net you've been providing suddenly disappears. And in that space, curiosity grows. Remember, she fell for a man with his own life, not someone whose existence revolves around her response times. So reclaim your independence. Not to make her jealous, but because that independence is who you really are. Most men make the critical mistake of becoming smaller in relationships. They fold their interests, their friendships, their passions neatly away, making room for her to become their whole world. Then, they're surprised when she loses attraction. The truth? She was never attracted to a man who made her his everything. She was attracted to a man who invited her into an already full life. Number 2, elevate your standards. Here's something most get your ex back advice gets completely wrong. They tell you to chase. I'm telling you to raise the bar. When she reaches out, and she will, be warm, be kind, but be brief. No 4-hour phone calls, no emotional dumping sessions where you're her therapist. Show her that your time has value, that access to you isn't given, it's earned. This isn't about playing hard to get, it's about being hard to forget. When your standards visibly rise, she'll instinctively want to meet them. It's human nature to value what we have to work for. Let me be clear. This isn't about being cold. It's about being complete without her. Think about the last time someone who used to be available to you 24/7 suddenly became selective with their time. Did you think less of them, or did you start wondering what had changed? That curiosity is powerful. Number 3, master the art of mystery. In the age of Instagram stories and constant updates, everyone knows everything about everyone. But mystery is the currency of attraction. When she sees glimpses of your life, not the whole picture, her mind fills in the blanks. Share selectively. Post occasionally. Let her wonder who was laughing in the background of that photo. Not because you're trying to make her jealous, but because you're living a life rich enough that it doesn't all fit on social media. The less you explain yourself, the more she'll think about you. Consider this. The books, movies, and people that stay with us longest aren't the ones that reveal everything up front. They're the ones that unfold gradually, leaving us wanting more. When you become a mystery to someone who thought they had you figured out, you become impossible to forget. Number 4, become emotionally self-sufficient. For too long, she was your emotional outlet, your comfort, your sounding board, and that dependence slowly drained her. Now it's time to build emotional self-sufficiency. Process your feelings elsewhere, with friends, with a therapist, in a journal. When she sees you handling your emotions without her input, she'll wonder what changed. She'll remember the man who once needed her for everything, and she'll see a man who's now standing complete on his own. That transformation is magnetic. Because here's what most guys miss. Women don't want to be needed. They want to be wanted by a man who could be fine without them, but chooses them anyway. Think about the strongest relationships you've witnessed. They're not built on dependency, they're built on choice. 2 complete people choosing each other, not needing each other. Number 5, physical transformation. Look, I'm not saying change who you are. I'm saying reveal the best version of who you've always been. Hit the gym, not just to look better, but to feel better. To build the discipline that spills into every area of your life. Upgrade your style not to impress her, but because how you present yourself reflects how you value yourself. When she sees you again, whether in person or through social media, The physical change will be a gateway to the question, what else has changed about him? And that question will keep you on her mind. The physical is simply the most visible sign of inner transformation. When she sees that you've prioritized yourself enough to make external changes, she'll naturally wonder about the internal shifts those changes represent. Has he become more disciplined, more confident, more purposeful? These questions create a comparison in her mind between who you were and who you're becoming. And that comparison creates a feeling that's hard to ignore: respect. Number 6, create new reference experiences. Every relationship creates shared references, inside jokes, favorite places, songs that bring back memories. Now it's time to create new reference points without her. Travel somewhere you've never discussed. Pick up hobbies you've never shared. Create experiences that aren't colored by your history together. This serves 2 purposes. 1, it genuinely helps you move forward. And 2, when she inevitably checks in on your life, she'll see experiences she has no access to, stories she doesn't know the ending to. The familiar man she thought she knew has become someone new, someone interesting, someone worth wondering about. And wonder is the first step to missing someone. Think about how you feel when you see someone from your past living a life completely different from the one you shared with them. There's an undeniable curiosity there. That's the feeling we're creating. Number 7, master indifferent interaction. If your paths cross, and in today's world they likely will, master the art of indifferent interaction. Not cold, not bitter, not fake happy, just at peace. Talk to her the way you talk to a friend you have no complicated history with. Pleasant, present, but not pushing for anything more. No lingering eye contact, looking for signs. No veiled questions, fishing for her relationship status. Just a man who's comfortable in the moment, and equally comfortable walking away from it. This level of emotional maturity is rare, and its rarity makes it memorable. She'll compare this interaction to the emotional man she remembers, and the contrast will stay with her. Most men go one of 2 ways after a breakup. They either avoid their ex completely, or they perform for her, trying to show how fine they are. Both approaches reveal the same thing: she still affects them. True indifference isn't avoidance, it's genuine neutrality, because you've processed what happened between you and found peace with it. Number 8, focus on your purpose. The most attractive quality in a man isn't his looks, it's his direction. A man moving purposefully towards something bigger than himself creates a gravitational pull that's hard to resist. Maybe it's your career, maybe it's a cause you believe in, maybe it's an art form you're mastering. Whatever it is, pour yourself into it, not as a distraction from missing her, but as an expression of who you're becoming. Purpose creates passion, passion creates energy, and that energy is what she'll feel missing from her life. Because when you're truly aligned with your purpose, you don't chase people, they're drawn to your orbit. Think of the men throughout history who've attracted others seemingly effortlessly. What did they have in common? They weren't seeking validation or approval, they were pursuing something they believed in, something greater than themselves. When you become that man, focused, driven, purposeful, you tap into a primal attraction trigger that transcends logic. Now, let's address the question you've been asking since the beginning of this video. But will these things actually make her come back? I don't know. And that's not really the point. The point is this: everything I've shared isn't just about making her miss you. It's about becoming the man who no longer needs her to come back to be okay. And that's the ultimate paradox. When you truly no longer need her to return, that's precisely when you become the man she might come back for. This transformation isn't about manipulation. It's about evolution, about becoming a stronger, more centered, more compelling version of yourself, about building a life so full and rich that others naturally want to be part of it. But here's what I can promise you: whether she comes back or not, you'll be standing taller, living fuller, loving better. Either way, you win. So let me ask you one final question. Which of these 8 areas will you focus on first? Because the journey back to her starts with the journey back to yourself. The man she left isn't the man she'll miss. The man she'll miss is the man you're becoming right now.